If a man vow a vow unto Yahweh, or swear an oath to bind his soul with a bond, he shall not break his word. He shall do according to all that proceeds out of his mouth. If a woman also vow a vow unto Yahweh, and bind herself by a bond, being in her father's house in her youth, and her father hear her vow, and her bond wherewith she has bound her soul, and her father shall hold his peace at her, then all her vows shall stand, and every bond wherewith she has bound her soul shall stand. But if her father disallow her in the day that he hears, not any of her vows or of her bonds wherewith she has bound her soul shall stand, and Yahweh shall forgive her, because her father disallowed her. And if she had at all a man, when she vowed, or uttered aught out of her lips, wherewith she bound her soul, and her man heard it, and held his peace at her in the day that he heard it, then her vows shall stand, and her bonds wherewith she bound her soul shall stand. But if her man disallow her on the day he heard it, then he shall make her vow which she vowed, and all that which she uttered with her lips, wherewith she bound her soul, of no effect, and Yahweh shall forgive her. But every vow of a widow, and of her that is divorced, wherewith they have bound their souls, shall stand against her. And if she vowed in her man's house, or bound her soul by a bond with an oath, and her man heard it, and held his peace at her, and disallowed her not, then all her vows shall stand, and every bond wherewith she bound her soul shall stand. But if her man utterly made them void on the day he heard them, then whatsoever proceeded out of her lips concerning her vows, or concerning the bond of her soul, shall not stand. Her man has made them void, and Yahweh shall forgive her. Every vow and every binding oath to afflict the soul, her man may establish it, or her man may make it void. But if her man altogether hold his peace at her from day to day, then he establishes all her vows, or all her bonds which are upon her. He confirms them, because he held his peace at her in the day that he heard them. But if he shall anyways make them void after that he heard them, then he shall bear her iniquity.
These are the statutes which Yahweh commanded Moshe, between a man and his woman, between the father and his daughter, being yet in her youth in her father's house. Bemidbar, Numbers chapter 31. And Yahweh spoke unto Moshe, saying,
Avenge the children of Yasharel of the Midianim. Afterward shall you be gathered unto your people.
And Moshe spoke unto the people, saying,
Arm some of yourselves unto the war, and let them go against the Midianim, and avenge Yahweh of Midian. Of every tribe 1,000, throughout all the tribes of Yasharel shall ye send to the war.
So there were delivered out of the thousands of Yasharel 1,000 of every tribe, 12,000 armed for war. And Moshe sent them to the war, 1,000 of every tribe, them and Pinechas, the son of Eleazar the priest, to the war, with the holy instruments, and the trumpets to blow in his hand. And they warred against the Midianim, as Yahweh commanded Moshe, and they slew all the males. And they slew the kings of Midian, beside the rest of them that were slain, namely, Evi, and Rechem, and Sur, and Horai, and Reva, 5 kings of Midian. Bilam also, the son of Beor, they slew with the sword. And the children of Yasharel took all the women of Midian captives, and their little ones, and took the spoil of all their cattle, and all their flocks, and all their goods. And they burnt all their cities wherein they dwelt, and all their goodly castles with fire. And they took all the spoil, and all the prey, both of men and of beasts. And they brought the captives, and the prey, and the spoil unto Moshe, and Eleazar the priest, and unto the assembly of the children of Yasharel, unto the camp at the plains of Moab, which are by the Yarden, near Jericho. And Moshe, and Eleazar the priest, and all the princes of the assembly went forth to meet them without the camp. And Moshe was wroth with the officers of the host, with the captains over thousands, and captains over hundreds, which came from the battle. And Moshe said unto them, Have ye saved all the women alive? Behold, these caused the children of Yashar'el, through the counsel of Balaam, to commit transgression against Yahweh in the matter of Peor. And there was a plague among the assembly of Yahweh.
Now therefore, kill every male among the little ones, every woman that has known man by lying with him. But all the women children that have not known a man by lying with him, keep alive for yourselves. And do ye abide without the camp 7 days, whosoever has killed any person, and whosoever has touched any slain. Purify both yourselves and your captives on the 3rd day, and on the 7th day. And purify all your raiment, and all that is made of skins, and all work of goat's hair, and all things made of wood.
And Eleazar the priest said unto the men of war which went to the battle,
This is the ordinance of the Torah, which Yahweh commanded Moshe. Only the gold and the silver and the brass and the iron and the tin and the lead, everything that may abide the fire, ye shall make it go through the fire, and it shall be clean. Nevertheless, it shall be purified with the water of separation. And all that abides not the fire, ye shall make go through the water. And ye shall wash your clothes on the 7th day, and ye shall be clean. And afterward ye shall come into the camp.
And Yahweh spoke unto El Moshe, saying,
Take the sum of the prey that was taken, both of man and of beast, you and Eleazar the priest, and the chief fathers of the assembly, and divide the prey into 2 parts, between them that took the war upon them, who went out to battle, and between all the assembly. And levy a tribute unto Yahuwah of the men of war which went out to battle, 1 soul of 500, both of the persons, and of the cattle, and of the asses, and of the sheep. Take it of their half, and give it unto Eleazar the priest, for a heave offering of Yahuwah. And of the children of Yashar'el's half, you shall take 1 portion of 50, of the persons, of the cattle, of the asses, and of the flocks, of all manner of beasts, and give them unto the Leviim, which guard the watch of the tabernacle of Yahuwah.
And Moshe and Eleazar the priest did as Yahweh commanded Moshe. And the booty, being the rest of the prey which the men of war had caught, was 600,000 and 70,000 and 5,000 sheep, and 612,000 cattle, and 1,000 asses, and 32,000 persons in all, of women that had not known man by lying with him. And the half, which was the portion of them that went out to war, was in number 300,007 and 30,500 sheep. And Yahweh's tribute of the sheep was 615. And the cattle were 36,000, of which Yahweh's tribute was 12. And the asses were 30,500, of which Yahweh's tribute was 61. And the persons were 16,000, of which Yahweh's tribute was 32 persons. And Moshe gave the tribute, which was Yahweh's heave offering, unto Eleazar the priest, as Yahweh commanded Moshe. And of the children of Yashar'el's half, which Moshe divided from the men that warred, now the half that pertained unto the assembly was 300,000 and 30,000 and 7,500 sheep, and 36,000 cattle, and 30,000 asses, and 500, and 16,000 persons. Even the children of Yashar'el's half, Moshe took 1 portion of 50, both of man and of beast, and gave them unto the Leviim, which did guard the watch of the tabernacle of Yahweh, as Yahweh commanded Moshe. And the officers which were over thousands of the host, the captains of thousands, and captains of hundreds, came near unto El Moshe. And they said unto El Moshe,
Your servants have taken the sum of the men of war which are under our charge, and there lacks not 1 man of us. We have therefore brought an oblation for Yahuwah, that every man has gotten, of jewels of gold, chains and bracelets, rings, earrings, and tablets, to make an atonement for our souls before Yahuwah.
And Moshe and Eleazar the priest took the gold of them, even all wrought jewels, and all the gold of the offering that they offered up to Yahuwah, of the captains of thousands, and of the captains of hundreds, was 16,750 shekels. For the men of war had taken spoil, every man for himself. And Moshe and Eleazar the priest took the gold of the captains of thousands and of hundreds, and brought it into the tabernacle of the assembly, for a memorial for the children of Yashrael before Yahuwah. Bemidbar, Numbers chapter 32. Now the children of Reuven and the children of Gad had a very great multitude of cattle. And when they saw the land of Ya'azer and the land of Gilead, that behold, the place was for cattle, the children of Gad and the children of Reuven came and spoke unto Moshe, and to Eleazar the priest, and unto the princes of the assembly, saying,
Ataroth, Divon, Ya'ezer, and Nimrah, and Heshbon, and El-Allah, and Sevam, and Nevu, and Beon, even the country which Yahuwah smote before the assembly of Yasharel, is a land for cattle, and your servants have cattle. Wherefore said they, If we have found grace in your sight, let this land be given unto your servants for a possession, and bring us not over the Yarden.
And Moshe said unto the children of Gad and to the children of Reuven, Shall your brethren go to war, and shall ye sit here? And wherefore discourage ye the heart of the children of Yashrael from going over into the land which Yahuwah has given them? Thus did your fathers, when I sent them from Kadesh Barnea to see the land. For when they went up unto the valley of Eshcol and saw the land, they discouraged the heart of the children of Yashrael, that they should not go into the land which Yahuwah had given them. And Yahuwah's anger was kindled the same time. And he swore, saying, Surely none of the men that came up out of Mitzrayim from 20 years old and upward shall see the land which I swore unto Avraham, unto Yitzchak, and unto Yaakov, because they have not wholly followed me, save Caleb the son of Yefuneh the Kenizzite, and Yahusha the son of Nun, for they have wholly followed Yahuwah. And Yahuwah's anger was kindled against Yashrael, and he made them wander in the wilderness 40 years, until all the generation that had done evil in the sight of Yahuwah was consumed. And behold, ye are risen up in your father's stead, an increase of sinful men, to augment yet the fierce anger of Yahuwah toward El Yashrael. For if ye turn away from after him, he will yet again leave them in the wilderness, and ye shall destroy all this people. And they came near unto him and said,
We will build sheepfolds here for our cattle, and cities for our little ones. But we ourselves will go ready armed before the children of Yasharel, until we have brought them in unto their place. And our little ones shall dwell in the fenced cities, because of the inhabitants of the land. We will not return unto our houses until the children of Yasharel have inherited every man his inheritance. For we will not inherit with them on yonder side of the Yarden, or forward, because our inheritance has fallen to us on this side of the Yarden, eastward.
And Moshe said unto them, If ye will do this thing, if ye will go armed before Yahuwah to war, and will go all of you armed over the Yarden before Yahuwah, until he has driven out his enemies from before him, and the land be subdued before Yahuwah, then afterward ye shall return, and be guiltless before Yahuwah, and before Yashrael, and this land shall be your possession before Yahuwah. But if ye will not do so, behold, ye have sinned against Yahuwah, and be sure your sin will find you out. Build you cities for your little ones, and folds for your sheep, and do that which has proceeded out of your mouth. And the children of Gad and the children of Reuven spoke unto Moshe, saying,
Your servants will do as my Lord commands. Our little ones, our women, our flocks, and our cattle shall be there in the cities of Gilad. But your servants will pass over, every man armed for war, before Yahweh to battle, as my Lord says.
So concerning them Moshe commanded Eleazar the priest, and Yahusha the son of Nun, and the chief fathers of the tribes of the children of Yashrael. And Moshe said unto them, if the children of Gad and the children of Reuven will pass with you over of the Yarden, every man armed to battle, before Yahweh, and the land shall be subdued before you, then ye shall give them the land of Gilead for a possession. But if they will not pass over with you armed, they shall have possessions among you in the land of Canaan. And the children of Gad and the children of Reuven answered, saying,
As Yahweh has said unto your servants, so will we do. We will pass over armed before Yahweh into the land of Canaan, that the possession of our inheritance on this side of the Yarden may be ours.
And Moshe gave unto them, even to the children of Gad, and to the children of Reuben, and unto the half-tribe of Manasseh, the son of Joseph, the kingdom of Sihon, king of the Amorim, and the kingdom of Og, king of Bashan, the land, with the cities thereof in the coasts, even the cities of the country round about. And the children of Gad built Divon, and Ataroth, and Aroer, and Atroth, Shofan, and Ya'azer, Yogbeha, and Beit Nimrah, and Beit Haran, fenced cities, and folds for sheep. And the children of Reuven built Cheshbon, and Elaeh, and Kiriathaim, and Nevu, and Baal Meon, their names being changed, and Sevam, and gave other names unto the cities which they built. And the children of Machir, the son of Manasseh, went to Gilead, and took it, and dispossessed the Emori which was in it. And Moshe gave Gilead unto Machir, the son of Manasseh, and he dwelt therein. And Yair, the son of Manasseh, went and took the small towns thereof, and called them Chavoth Yair. And Novach went and took Kenath, and the villages thereof, and called it Novach after his own name.